Hello, everyone. Good morning. It is Friday, and we're here to hang out and do some video games and drink some drinks and do some video games and drink some drinks and do some... It's always interesting to see where the captions give up. What's going on? Hey, it's been, whew, man. Yeah, man. It's my wife is sick. She's got a head cold. She's doing okay, but she's needs to rest. And so it's all day yesterday, and then this morning it's been me juggling the kids by myself, and like it's just like, oh man, this is fine. This is when everyone's doing okay. And I was like, oh, but everyone's not doing okay. I got to feed these kids. I got to do this. It's a real plate spinner. Real plate spinner on that stuff. But she's, I don't know, she's hopefully making her way through it here. She woke up this morning feeling pretty bad too. But yeah, I don't know. We're all doing seemingly okay over here. Other than that, doing our thing, hanging in there. My daughter really wanted chocolate this morning, and I had to try to explain to her that chocolate is not a 8 a.m. kind of food, which is not. There's certain things with her. She's 3.5, coming up on 4 here. There are certain things that you can logic out with her, and she'll go like, oh, okay. And then some things that simply cannot be, the reason is not going to help. Her standing near the cupboard yelling chocolate over and over again was not something I could get in the middle of and say, nah, it's not, we're not doing, we're not going to do that. No matter how many times you say this, we're not doing this. So yeah, I don't know. She didn't take that well, but she got over it. So yeah, that's been my morning. Just like right up until about 3 minutes before this stream started. I was like, okay, all right, what video games am I gonna play? Fuck, I don't know. I have no time to think about it. So here we are. Hi everybody. I want to check out my Meet Your Maker base because I'm pretty sure it killed enough people to be eligible for prestige, and so I want to check in on that. I have made some changes to it since the last time I showed it to you to make it a little bit more murdery. I don't know, like people weren't dying in the back half of it enough, and so I wanted to make some changes to try to make the back half of it have some kind of challenge because people were just kind of waltzing through it, and so I want to check in on that. We'll take a look and we'll see where people died. Maybe we'll watch a couple replays or something like that. I guess before we get into that, why don't we get into this? I pulled this out of the box at random and threw it in the freezer a couple hours ago, and now here we are. It's we're running low on these G Fuels that G Fuel sent over. I think I only got 2 or 3 of them left. This one is Compound V. And it says the boys. It's time to drink the boys. It's Friday and we're drinking the boys. Let me take my hat off for that. I don't know. This is Compound V. The boys is that TV show, right? What is it? They're like superheroes. Is it some kind of superhero show? Is this the one where the guy who's like the Nazi guy that everyone liked is from? Is that show that everyone's like, that's my favorite character? And it's like, oh, that says a little too much about you, sir. Yeah, I don't know. That's all I know about the boys. There's a girl on the cover here, on the cover of this drink here, which cool. There's also this boy. This boy's on the cover. I don't know. Let's drink the boys. This can is nice and cold. That's Cody Rhodes. Yeah. Is this Cody? Yeah. No. This is. I don't know. Today we are all boys, if we want to be. I don't know what compound. What is the V supposed to? It's just. I am trying to place this. It's like a grapefruit, I guess. Kind of grapefruit-ish. Smells like the boys. Well, I don't know. Let's find out. Boys. Ugh. What is this? What is this? It's not grapefruit. It's not a bubble gum. It's like a, it's a sickly sweet, which, you know, hey, I'll give credit to this for being sickly sweet, where I feel like a lot of the drinks lately, especially those Danish ones, had the smell of something that would be sickly sweet and then didn't have any flavor. Oh, this is disgusting. But not in a poison way. It's like, this is the flavor of this drink, and that flavor happens to be bad. But I can't place it. I can't, it's like there's a citrus. And the chemical aspect of it are like, it's like a diet soda flavor. It's like somewhere there's another flavor of this that is like 1 billion calories and doesn't taste off the way this does. On top of that, it's got that going for it too. It's like blue Caraco kind of. No, what? Like kind of a. Kind of like that, actually. It tastes like it tastes like you went to the Beverages and More and you went to the generic liquor section and you were like, "Oh, this is the one that Nicki Minaj is talking about," and you got this. Like somewhere between suntan lotion and the stars. No, it's I don't. Is it pronounced curacao? I don't know. Give me some of that blue Caraco. I don't know. I never really drank a lot of it, so I was never really saying it out loud. Yeah, this sucks. This tastes like a shitty liqueur. It doesn't have the boozy kind of back end, obviously, but like it kind of has the boozy, like it kind of. like a shitty mixed, like a liqueur that you can't quite place, I guess. Like I said, this is like, oh, this was the, did you see the latest Nicki Minaj video? There's 100 bottles of this shit in the background. And then you try one and you go like, well, I guess like maybe today that would be like, all the influencers on Instagram are talking about this amazing new liqueur. I guess maybe that would be the more modern context of that. There was some fucking bullshit that Nicki Minaj was pushing for a while, which is why I'm saying this, because there was literally a drink that she was promoting that is not entirely unlike this garbage. But I can't remember what it was. I can't remember what it was. My wife would know, but she's not here. Anyway. This is a poor drink. Let's bring up the list. Let's get it on the list. Was she just pushing Hypnotic? Was Hypnotic the drink? Because like, yeah, it is. There's a vaguely, god damn it, Notion. Every so often, Notion is just like, we're logging you out of Notion now, and you're like, oh, cool. How did I log into? Yeah, in 2014, Hypnotic was, yeah, that is what I'm talking about. But yeah, well, I don't know. Hypnotic is bad. Hypnotic is a disgusting drink, but I guess I would say I would rather drink Hypnotic than Compound V. I've got the 2-factor. The energy drink list is kept secure. I got to 2-factor my way into getting access to the energy drink list. Hypnotic. Yuck. It's like Hypnotic, and then around that time there was Cyclone, which yeah, and Hypnotic is like a cognac, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's bad. This is not logging in the way I hoped it would. And so it is making it hard for me to get access to the list. We're going to have to figure this out. We're going to have to figure this out. There we go. Okay. We've got 95 drinks on the list. It's time to add a 96th. Oh, God damn it. This sucks. It is worse than Sour Chug Rug. It is worse than Bang Miami Cola. Just as a check here, it is worse than Phaseberry, G Fuel Phaseberry. It is, I think it's actually pretty in the same zone as like a Pink Drip. But it's worse than these Celsiuses. It's worse than Zoa Superberry. It might be worse than Rockstar Endurance Marshmallow, which is truly terrible. This is worse than that. But Bang Star Blast. No, it is worse than Bang Star Blast. This is Radioactive Lemonade was pretty terrible. Okay, this is where we're putting it. I wrote it out in a certain spot, and then I had a change of heart, and I'm putting it lower on the list. Okay. It is now. It is our new number 90. G Fuel the Boys Compound V. What special plans do I have for Drink 100? I haven't really thought about it. I haven't really thought about what to do with Drink 100, but we will, that is, well, if you consider that we're probably drinking about 3 drinks a week, then it wouldn't be next week. It would be Tuesday the 25th would probably be when Drink 100 would happen. Do I even have, I don't know if I have enough drinks left to make it. I may have to go out shopping. I don't know. Man. Compound V lingers in the mouth. It does not form a film on the tongue the way a lot of these other drinks do. But yuck. This sucks. This is terrible. Ugh. But it sucks in a very different way from a lot of the other bad drinks we've been drinking lately, where a lot of this stuff near the bottom, it is not necessarily the flavor of the drink that is bad. It is the aftertaste, slight, just like the chemical stuff in it is awful. This one doesn't necessarily taste like chemicals. It tastes like the flavor of this thing. It's just that the flavor of this thing is absolutely awful. And that's almost worse in a way. It's forming a film on my teeth, but not my tongue, if that makes any sense. Yeah, 15-year-old can of Sparks. Yeah, well, I mean, Sparks has calories in it. That's the thing, people are saying just drink a regular Red Bull, and but that doesn't belong on the list because this is our low calorie, no calorie drink list. So we can't just enjoy a Red Bull. Yeah, this is a healthy list. This list is for health nuts, for all you health junkies out there. Yeah. Do I have an opinion on normal Red Bull? Red Bull is the standard, right? It's the gold standard for energy drink. Is it the best tasting drink? Probably not. Is it the worst? Absolutely not. I love the taste of Red Bull. I love the taste of Red Bull. But it's not a fun fruity flavor like a fruit punch or some of this, orange cream or some of the other stuff we get on these other more modern drinks, right? But to me, Red Bull is the exemplary energy drink. It is the, you want an energy drink, that's what you should get. Done. And yeah, people say it tastes like Flintstones vitamins or whatever. Yeah, I get it. But I don't know. Red Bull to me tastes like Red Bull. And I love Red Bull. I don't, to the point where I don't like Diet Red Bull. I don't really like the flavored Red Bulls. Red Bull is the Ryu of energy drinks. That is Ultra what has that is exactly correct. It is the Ryu of this shit. And it's perfect. This is not that. This sucks. What's the guile though? Is it just regular Rockstar? Is it regular Monster? The kind of default Rockstar? Because to me, those all just taste like knockoff Red Bull. That's shitty Red Bull in a lot of ways. This Compound V, courtesy of the boys from G Fuel. My stomach feels bad. Put that on the can. My stomach feels bad. Maybe they're not making this anymore. Is the boys still a show? When did they stop making the boys? Is this can been sitting around for 5 years? And they're just I don't know. We didn't sell. They're still making episodes of The Boys. Okay, well. Drink The Boys today. Slurp down the boys. Suck down on some boys. This Christmas. The boys are back in town. Have they already used the song The Boys Are Back in Town in an episode of The Boys? Is it that kind of show? Or no? Seems like it would be. As someone who doesn't know much at all about it. This sucks. It's a shit. Yeah, I don't like this drink. Let's play some Meet Your Maker. I feel bad inside, and not for the reasons I normally do. That's what I'm saying about G Fuel, The Boys Compound V. Thank you to G Fuel. That's the individual G Fuel that reached out and sent us a bunch of fun flavors of G Fuel. It's fun to be able to try all these. Some of them were good. Oh, this one not so much. This one not so much. Okay. I'm going to switch back to the hotkey method of grabbing games because I'm tired of manually setting it. And we'll see if that works. Okay. Is this overly dark or is this the right kind of dark? Let's just go and... That's a little more like it. It's the whole HDR color space versus not HDR color space. You gotta toggle it sometimes. You know. Let's see. So, what has happened since last we spoke about my murder Costco? We have reached 350 points, which is enough to prestige it. Let's go in and see where people died. My mouth feel bad. Oh man, all the icons went away. I was in here last night and there was like 30 of them in here and I was like, well, cool. I'll save that for the stream and we'll go through and look at where everyone died. But there are none. Well, let's walk you through the base. Maybe I should try to do the base. I haven't really, I haven't really run the base since I made changes to it. But okay, you come on in here. You got like a trap down here. You're like, oh, I better go kill that. But there's one up here too. Then we've got one here. Then you come up here. There's that. Oh, geez. Oh, we got a guy shooting at us now. This guy, I set him up so he explodes after you kill him, which is kind of fucked up. There's a trap right there. And you got a pretty good shot here. A straight shot here for a little bit. There was one guy who was trying to like speed run the base or something, and he wasn't killing anyone, and he was just turning this corner and running. And I watched his replay, and he did that over and over again, but he kept dying to that trap every time because that corridor is long enough that you can't easily get away from it by just running. And then when you do get down here, you got this fucking guy. I should make him explode too. Then we got a guy right here. I think he blows up too. Yeah, he does. That's fun. We got a few of these bomb shooting guys. around. Fewer than there used to be. And then we got one of these guys here. So you rush him and then you get stabbed is the idea. Is you lunge to melee kill him, it leaves you standing here, and then bop. Some people died here. For sure. Ah! That's a little... Some of this stuff is not like this room especially is not like optimized for good killing. It's just kind of a mess. But a fair number of people died in this area. So this idea here of guy and then trap and then you, so you instinctively go, I've got to kill this guy before he comes and kills me, and then you get stabbed. That's a pretty effective setup. Oh, that's right. There's that one there. And then there used to be like a few more traps and guys in this room, but not anymore. And so here's where I changed it. It used to lead to another open room that was very similar to this one, but worse in terms of like like not as good. And so past this point, with the original design of the base, no one died anywhere past here until I made some changes that finally started leading to more deaths, but maybe not enough. This was supposed to be a trap. I forgot to put it in. But instead there's one here. In fact, this one hasn't really killed anyone. Very few people die here. Then you come down here. We got some ominous blocks that are a different color, which, you know... And I got a little area here. I kind of ran out of points. So every time you prestige it, you get more... Whoa. Every time you prestige your base, you get more points to spend in terms of, like, adding more murder to your base, which is kind of cool. So we got this. You got a trap up there you're thinking about. You're like, oh, I better go over there and kill that. But then there's that one, too. And that's going to shoot bombs everywhere. A bunch of people died in this little area. Because then you come over here and... you got your little tomb here. You're like, oh, cool. And you're like, ah! Bombs. And then I made this room smaller, but there's still nothing in it. It is just pretty much a straight shot. But then... So I may go back and reduce this room even. I put windows in it. Put some glass in there. Thought that might be fun. But yes, that is blowing your trap budget on one room so your mental stack overloads is exactly it is a very effective tactic. Like if it becomes like, oh man, now I've got 3 things I got to think about at once. And you go for one thing and don't realize the other 2 are there, like that's a pretty good method. Can you hide traps until there's an enemy in proximity? Yes, you can. Yeah, that was so this block here is a disappearing block that disappears when you get near it. You can also put those on the floor if you wanted to, so when you step on it, you fall, and then you can put a trap on the other side of the block, which is a pretty decent way to do it. And then there's this is I forgot about that. Then there's this area, which if you remember, so all of these appeared after we got the thing, and yeah, so I put a claw. It's gonna pull you up, and then there's a spike trap up there. This isn't one person died here, and I don't think this is effective. There's something I'm missing about how to properly build a good like claw trap. We'll go up here and hang out for a little bit. So it pulls you up here. You cannot put a corrosive cube in that space, I think. How do you make it so things go through the magma block? I don't know what you mean. You mean like you? Like you can... If you grapple, you can usually survive a trip through one block. So if we go through here, we'll survive. And then we'll survive the fall through because we're moving quickly. Bombs? Bombs should go through it. As far as I know. And then there's a few little... Yeah, there's like that there. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, okay. Yeah, another one there. I don't think there's much in this room. On your way out, when we get back to this spot, we got that there. And, there's like one more here on the way out, I think. Yeah. So that's the new base. It's been more effective, but there's like aspects of it that aren't quite there. How far does the claw reach? Can you pull someone through multiple lava cubes? Maybe that would do it if you pulled someone through 2 cubes. Maybe I need a higher ceiling there. I think, but the claw will only fire kind of, you know, below you or, you know. So I think most people just walk past that area and the claw doesn't get them. Is how it's working. Is there a memory limit for the levels? You see that capacity number in the upper right underneath the big number 3? That's how much you can put in. Each wall is going to be 1 point, and then traps will be 50. Enemies will have costs as well. And so you kind of build up to your capacity limit there. Change the skull filter. Yeah, no, I did. It didn't. They didn't show up. I did change the filter. Well, that was the first thing we did when we jumped into the level, and they were all gone. I don't know why. But we can prestige. Oh, I don't have enough. Shit. All right, what do we need? 675. All right, we're gonna have to go do some raids in order to reactivate the base. That's... Oh, man. Let's do that one because it'll fill that meter and then we'll get some, I think. Oh, we have champion up also. So maybe I'll do a level 2 champion base. This one looks cool. 2 little pyramids. Let's try that. I don't think I like the resourcing in this game. The 3 currencies, like I don't, these limits don't feel fun to, like, you know, you need to have some kind of progression to unlock the trap mods and the weapons that you want and stuff. But I think I've talked about it before, like they should flatten all of this stuff down to like 1 or 2 meters. It's dumb to have 3 separate currencies and then a seasonal meter and then a level meter and then a tribute meter and whatever else. What I do, chat bases? Yeah, sure. I do, but those will be social raids, so I don't get anything out of them, right? Like right now I need to try to grind up to this, that guy's armored. Oh, missed. That was stupid. That was the dumbest thing ever. Yeah, I don't think you get resources for raiding, for doing the social raid stuff. So yeah, maybe we could do that. Okay. This is a good little one here that I'm starting to see more and more of, like the blocked off slope, so you're only getting half the spikes, but so it's like you don't necessarily expect it as much, I guess, but oh shit. Get fucked. Whoa. This can't be the way though, right? Oh, did it. Ah. Fucking armored asshole. One shot, center mass. All right, let's take a look down here, because the guy went down here, so we were going a way that doesn't even necessarily seem like it is the way through. What am I looking at here? Yeah, okay. This just seems like a cool, artsy fun zone. Maybe there's a tomb that way or something, but it's very noisy, which is nerve-wracking. Buddy almost caught a hot one there. Dead. So I think your hollow cubes, the disappearing cubes, can only look like this material unless there's a way to reskin them that I don't know about. And so it will almost behoove you to make your entire base out of this material if you can. I think you can. There is a mod to reskin. Okay. A trap mod for the hollow cube. Okay, that would be the way to do it. Bombs. That's gonna be bombs, right? Yep. Yep. Oh, that drink sucks. Ah. Shit. Yeah. I think what you want to do, and this is a bad example of it because it's just like one guy running at me with armor, right? But you want to freeze people up. You want to give them like a few too many options to where they freeze up and die. I still got a bullet. Where'd that guy go? Where'd that guy go? Is he taking the long way around? I don't like this. That guy is mad somewhere and he's running at me, but I don't know what route he's taking to get there, so I don't know. Get the bugs off me. All right, well, we're just gonna hope for the best. That guy just took off running. I don't know. Well, I'm sure we won't encounter him at the worst possible time. Like 5 minutes from now. Okay. Calm, cool, collected. Is this the guy? Or is this a different guy? Oh, jeez. Or is that a different... I think that's a different guy. Oh, maybe... Was this our guy and he got crushed by the thing running through? Right. This is where we died from the bombs last time, right? Shit. Wait, this is the way out. This all wraps around. So this way is kind of a shortcut then. Stuff like this. You've got enemies rushing you, so you don't think to look down, and then you die. You know? Like... Dude. Shit. Shit. And that's open air up there, too. Right? That's... yeah. Is there a flying dude up there or something? What did I just piss off? Or was it just that? Was that just our dude? Oh, did it! Bomb guy. Fuck you, bomb guy. Okay, shit. All right. It'd be kind of cool if you could have hollow cubes that only dissolve when one face is touched, or like, you know, like let's say this was a hollow cube. Could you set it so it doesn't disappear when you're under it? It only disappears when it sees you from this side or something like that. That would be a neat. Yeah. Drink bad. Yeah, drink still bad. Drink getting it's getting warm now too, which is even worse. All right. Here we go. Okay. Okay. So now that, I mean, there's other ways out of here. Should I get out the fast way? Or are those traps? Like, is this would be a very good way out. Yeah, fuck this. I'm out. I like the art of the... I like these. These are nice looking pyramids. Okay. We got some squares. I don't know if we got enough squares to reactivate our base, but hopefully... And this rank thing is annoying because if you die a lot on an easy base, or like a low level base, I guess, you lose rank in this. It's definitely a goes up, goes down kind of number, which is frustrating. Like, hey, sometimes people have ingenious setups in their like low difficulty bases. So that probably needs to be tuned.
They who control the cure, you have always been good to me, custodian.
All right, weird alien goo thing. Let's go back in here. Maybe magically our death skull things will show up this time. I don't know. It's weird. Weird that those weren't there. Yeah, nothing. They did say that these go away with each update or something, so, but I don't think I updated the base since, oh, whatever. Whatever. Okay. Well, let's just go prestige this base. Hell yeah. Put a hot number 4 on the ground. Cool. So plus 200 to capacity. That means I could go put some more traps in this thing. Yeah, but yeah, this room is not, you know, the whole, like, let's have a combat area. Like, I think that's a valid approach in some cases. I just don't think that this base is effectively, is like, very good at it. But, I mean, I could always... Well, we'll see. Let's go put in the things, other things, and then... And then if we have enough capacity left, maybe I'll come back and draw a bit of a maze wall around this little area here. I've got an idea. We'll put a cheap trap here because that one's not meant to kill you. It's just meant to give you something to look at and think about. But the one that's meant to kill you is up here. So you see that, you go, ah, and you lunge at it, and then as you're falling to the ground, maybe you're still far enough back that this one gets you. That's my idea. Okay, we want to enhance the speed of this. Right? We did that. Okay. And like I wanted to put, yeah, some more corrosive cubes here so that it, because it'll still get you here, I think, if it can. So I wanted to put stuff like that so it'll still grab you from this angle and pull you through. So maybe with quick launch that'll be a little more murdery. 2936. We don't really have a lot of... Yeah, they give you more, but not that much more. This area I'm okay with. I used to have some like hidden walls with enemies behind it, like right here, that, I don't know, didn't really seem necessary. This room is a disaster. Like, why is it even here? I'm just too lazy to strip it down to a single straight shot. But every time I'm really low on capacity, I come out and remove another layer of wall. I wish you could move this. I wish you could move the finish line to wherever you want or place it yourself. I think that would be cool. But I guess this gives, you know, this kind of imposes some restrictions on the creator, which is not the worst thing in the world, I guess. Like, there's nothing here. The temptation is to put something everywhere, right? But then the actual right answer is probably to put more stuff grouped up in a way that is going to make an individual area more of a bottleneck, like more of a problem. Plus, you have to build tension so that people go slowly through an area that. Let's try this, because this corridor here, I want it to murder people, and it's not. This is gonna start to be a real asshole kind of situation, but here's what we're gonna do. Bombs. I thought I unlocked some more mods than I have apparently, but so you see that, you hear the bombs. You might not see them because you might be looking at this. The bombs go, this goes. You maybe lunge towards this, but then you drop down in time for the bombs to kill you. That's my thought anyway. Is there anything stopping you from building a sprawling labyrinth with no traps? Yeah, so you have to have something called minimum defenses, and so I think you have to have like some kind of trap or enemy in there somewhere, but it doesn't have to be on the beaten path. Like, you could have a trap somewhere that no one ever would see if you wanted to do that. So what I'm thinking here is maybe like making this more of a choke point, so you kind of have to deal with this situation in his kind of intended way of like, you're gonna kill that guy, this guy's gonna come for you, you might lunge at him and then get stuck. let's close this in a little bit so you can't jump out of the way. Yeah, if I could put armor on him, that would be more of an asshole-ish thing to do. This guy blows up, which is nice and fun. But like these cannonbacks here are getting some kills, but not like a ton. This guy, if we take him out, we'd have more room for more shit somewhere else. So let's take him out. We'll put these cannonbacks up here, and they can shoot their little bombs and do their little thing. This is ugly, and it makes this pointless too. So let's move those. Let's get rid of that. Let's extend this. I'm gonna take the texture off that wall before it'll let us do that. So that you kind of come... Oops. So that you kind of have to come through here and around into this spot. Maybe the bomb guys will launch things at you while you're at in this low ceiling area, and maybe that'll be unpleasant. But it'll get you kind of coming at this from a weird way. Let's have him facing the other way, right? I think that matters. I think that matters. Okay. What are we at? We have 2921, so we still have room for some more shit. What if we also put a guy here? Like, I don't think it's overload per se, but it is like, you know, it's a little something you got to think about. And what if that guy could blow up? What if that guy blows up when you kill him? That'd be unpleasant. So you got this guy here, he's going to be shooting at you. You're going to be like, oh, geez, I got to shoot this guy. And you might walk forward, see this. Like, this is now a bit of an overload zone. Be cool if they allowed for a door block. Yeah. Yes. A door block that would kind of let you reset a little bit and be like, okay, on the other end of this, there might be guards that won't see or hear you until you open this door or whatever else, right? That might be a good way to kind of segment things off. I put a window in here so you can kind of see, I don't know, that there's something. Yeah, this is a much more the much less pleasant area now. 2986. So we still have, I mean, I can still do... Is that to the outside? Yeah. So what we could do... I don't want to ruin the boxy aesthetic of the building. Not that anyone's ever going to see that, but... Maybe we put an enemy in here... Okay, so we have... enemy here. One of these... No, one of these guys. And then we put a hollow cube... in front of him. We want that to be picture perfect and second wave. So that'll be on the way out. It'll be like, oh, by the way, there's a dude here. That puts something here, something else here other than these little dumb traps. I like that. I like where we're at. You could also do like, man, what if you did hollow cubes that didn't really, you know, because we have a little bit of capacity left. Like, what if I just put, oh, I can't, wait, really? A hollow cube costs 10. I'm 3068. Right, no, okay. Never mind. Like I say, you just put in hollow cubes that don't do anything because the noise will make people jump and look. All right, that looks good to me. Let's activate it. And exit.
The wasteland trembles before that which you've assembled.
That rhymes. So we do have some replays here that I assume these still work, even though I've updated the base. This person died 6 times and then eventually made it. Let's watch a replay. Oh, this drink sucks. Ah, this drink sucks. Yep. A lot of people die right there. It's pretty good. So that's what I'm talking about, is you give them something to look at, something that looks obvious, like, oh, floor trap, I'll lunge and kill it with my sword. But then as you're doing that, you know, the real danger is above you. I hope that when they, you know, obviously they'll, you know, they've got a roadmap and they're going to work on the game and do stuff, but I hope that smoothing out the replays to make them better is on the list, because these things are too swimmy and weird looking. Yeah, see, that should be something there. I think on your way out there will be. Good, good. There was one guy, there was one replay that I saw. We'll see if it's still there. I believe the person had 0 deaths, but was in the level for 37 minutes. So you see, this is like a little bit of chaos here. Like the bombs, you know, you gotta at least think a little bit, but like again, like the data, the data would indicate that no one was dying in this room. Also, yes, you're right. It is interesting to see controller players because they're much more melee focused. Presumably this is a controller player because it's got the globe sign next to his name instead of the Steam logo. See, like, what was that? That was some broken part of the replay. I think playing slowly is totally valid. And maybe they went to go get something to drink in the middle of it and came back to it. I've definitely done that. Now, see, this person is looking to see if this area is murderous, and then like it's kind of not, but now it is, and so hopefully. I have this installed on my Steam Deck, and I have loaded it up a couple of times, but I haven't really done much raiding with it. I mostly was just, oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, one of them landed close to you. Sorry, bud. Let's skip ahead 30 seconds. Yeah, see? Oh, yeah, Steel's just still sitting here. I've definitely done this. This makes a lot of sense. I've definitely been like, I'm going to go grab a drink real quick. No, nothing yet? Okay. All right. Changing weapons. I also think that they should eventually change the level creation stuff to make players clear their own base in order to upload it. I think that's you know, that would counter the people that are like making crazy just murder zones that are, you know, there's incentives to make bases that are finishable, right? Because you want people to leave you like fun and ingenious. You want those. You don't just want to murder everyone. But I think it would, there's two benefits to making people finish their own level. One, like it kind of eliminates the weird big kill box thing that people are running into. And two, you should be able to have jumping puzzles and all this like more platforming and having to make the little guy be able to get in and out of your base. You know, I was some like more mobility bases I think would be cool. As opposed to always having to have a walking path through the base, I guess. But yeah, the kill box stuff can be fun too. I'm not, you know, like the, you know, I want to see all different kinds of bases, and I don't know that I've run into any that I felt have been absolutely 100% unfinishable. Yeah, get that XP. But like, I'm excited, you know, because they're gonna have what happened there. Yeah, these replays, man. I guess their next update's in June. I'm not 100% sure what comes with that, but like I'm looking forward to seeing what they add, and kind of where the game goes. Like this feels like a really solid foundation. Like I said, I definitely keep thinking about this game. Oh, you're dead, dude. I also, I wonder, you know, it's awesome that this game has cross-play. All games should have cross-play. I think this game in particular that only survives if people are continuing to play it and make bases and everything else needs cross-play. But seeing players on controller in some of these situations, like, you know, like the more you overload a specific area, the harder it's going to be for someone on controller to probably do it. Not that it's impossible, whatever. People play on all kinds of games on controller. I don't, you know, it's not. But generally speaking, you know, if you've got a situation where you have to make a precision shot and then also very quickly grapple out of the way to deal with a trap or whatever else, like, it's harder, you know. Yeah, aim assist will help with that. Like, yeah, sure, like all that stuff. It feels like controller players definitely grapple and sword more than shoot, and that's I don't know. Like I said, the right stick doesn't feel great on controller by default. You can obviously adjust it, but like there's it's overly sensitive by default, and then when you turn it down, you're like, oh well, wait a minute. Now it's not sensitive enough for me to handle all the things in front of me. So I think there's a lot of tuning that could be done there on the developer's part when it comes to controller stuff for PC as well, obviously, because it's Steam Deck verified. So you know, if you're gonna play it on a Steam Deck, oh yeah, bombs again. Bombs again. Bombs are a pain in the ass, it turns out. Let's skip forward closer to the time of death on the rest of this. Did something break? Or are we okay? No, you just stood there for a couple minutes. I get it. Sometimes you gotta collect yourself. If that guy had armor, that would suck. If that guy had armor, that situation would be a little bit of a pain in the ass. Yeah, a super cut of players dying in your base would be nice if it just could cut together the replays for you. That would be pretty awesome. That would almost be like you almost want something like what is it, like Killstagram from Super Hot, where it would make animated GIFs of you doing it. All right, let's see this guy's last death, and then we want to see the real run. And I guess, you know, like, I hope this game does well enough to justify all that, because I like it a lot. It's rare that a game gets me thinking about, like, oh man, what if they did this? What if they did this? You know, but it just feels like there's a ton of potential here. Like, it's fun as is, but hopefully, like, you see ideas for traps, ideas for different block types and other situations that'd be like, man, if this was in here, then I could do this, and just some of the other things that, you know, with a bit more time as they further develop it. Because, you know, they did a thing on Reddit, and everyone was like, oh, what about this? What about this? But it was a lot of, like, stuff that, like, I don't know. It was a lot of stuff like, oh, I know you have 2-player co-op, but what if it had 3-player or 4-player? And all their answers to most stuff was kind of the same. It was like, yeah, I mean, we could. There's a lot of stuff we could do based on how the game does and player feedback and, you know, what, you know. So it feels like that there's I mean, like all things, right? They're going to take feedback into account and then develop further in the directions that the data indicates. It seems to be how they're going to go. To me, co-op is not an interesting thing per se. Now, you know, that bomb's right there. Just, oh buddy. Okay, yeah, you just stayed on the ceiling. Oh, what? Okay. Some more bombs for you. Okay, now this is the run. So let's skip ahead. Because we're pretty well versed in how this player deals with this. But again, like this area, not a problem. My little dumb combat zone is like it's almost like a fun little thing in the middle. Like, what if I did some fighting here? That'd be all right. Okay. And you're like, bombs. See, you just shoot that. You have the gun that shoots traps, I believe. And now you're like, oh, what devious, horrific things await up here. Oh my God, this is the end of the world. And oh, it's an empty damn room. An empty damn room is the scariest thing in the world. Old, I like it. Oh, you're like, wait a minute. I don't want to grapple over to that. I'll just end up dead. Oh, he did get it. No? Oh, I guess he did. It didn't. The replay just looked weird. No, he didn't get it. Right? Because the claw trap didn't appear. Wait a minute. And there's another spike trap that would be behind him right here. Wait, you didn't pick up the thing. You just want to get a look on top. Oh, are you trying to see if there's anything else? Are you that scared that you're like, wait a minute? Oh, you're looking to see if there's any other blocks around the outside or something? Like, this is almost funnier. Did he already bust a tomb thing? Yeah, he already busted the one tomb that was in this level. But yeah, if you went around the edges, you would be able to see, like, if there were a bunch of layers of blocks around that room, you might go like, oh, hey, clearly all these walls are going to disappear as soon as I pick this up. Okay, now I don't know what is... Alright. Weird skips, weird... Was it like after the 30-minute mark, these replays just break? What's going on? Yeah, see, nothing happened. Yeah, I guess that is, it's hard to judge how much of this is like the replays are just weird and kind of broken, and how much of this is this player is being crazy. Clutch. You did it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the replays, man. They got to fix that too. Like, watching the replays should be something that's like super fun and helpful, but like instead it's just kind of clunky and jacked up. Nice work. 40 minutes. Any other interesting replays here? 5 deaths in 7 minutes. Bailed without finishing it. A duo of... these players... I remember when I was looking at their skulls, they killed each other a lot. Which is very silly. 9 deaths each in 8 minutes. Crazy. Well, let's go do some dying ourselves. All my friends love to die. Yeah, I guess let's do this one. I don't know. Might be going... oh, is there a trophy for resurrecting your fellow player? Okay. Alright, I think we maybe skipped some spots. I hear the tomb somewhere. I guess you could have a situation where you had a block that disappeared and let you get to the tomb, but you could only get it after you got the stuff. That'd be kind of neat. That's a neat idea. Ah! Shit! Easy. What? Uh-oh. Everything's fine. Mario Maker style sound set. Yeah, that would be... yeah, actually, being able to set sounds on stuff might be cool. That was fun and artistic. Something that plays trap noises when there's no trap is too much. That's over the line. It's like audio, like the cues in this game are what make it so many things possible, because you hear the trap go and you're like, bah! Look up and swing. Like, look up and swing the sword and hope for the best. But like the on-screen indicator and the sound is really clutch. So messing with that too much would, I think, ruin the game in some ways. Let's do this one. This will fill up a meter. How'd the base building go? Pretty good. Yeah, we did some straight up murdering. But then I wonder if it's because I updated the base. That's what made all the skulls disappear. I'm not sure. So I couldn't. I was hoping to see, or hoping to show everyone where everyone died. But did it? Fuck you. Oh my god. All right. Bombs. Bad, bad, go. That's way up there. That's way up there, man. Bombs on the slope. Simple but effective. I also like it when people take the time to make the aesthetic, you know, the blood trail into the base, like that sort of thing. It looks like this one just stops here. Oh, okay. Oh, shit. All right. Oh, well, this is not... Okay, go over here, try and shoot you like that. Is that gonna work? Let's get out of the way of that. Got him. Fuck. That's why I hate the grappling hook. You overextend yourself and end up dead every time. Was that from over here? No, seriously, where did that come from? What's going on? Okay, well, okay. No problem. That's gonna disappear. Hello? Oh, shit. Okay. I'm not sure what the criteria is on one-shotting the armored guys. If I'm just, like, shooting where the armor isn't. Fuck. There's always one more. Yeah, see, this is the good shit, too. Where you think, well, I'll just go get my XP for killing this trap. And then you're like, oh, while I'm up here, I got killed by that instead. Bombs right here? Yeah. Oh, and that. Okay, yeah. Okay. I don't know how you would play this game without the gun that kills traps. Like, the other gun, I think, is better against armored enemies, but does not kill traps when with its shots, and I don't know how you would play the game like that. That seems like a insane way to, you know, in a situation like that where you're like, oh, this is, I guess you'd have to just be better on the deflection, or you would take the shield, right? Like, there's the weird damage shield thing that you can get. Which, yeah, I don't know. I guess, like, that's probably a valid way to play, but I don't know. That's not... Was that two separate traps? One angled and one straight across? Okay, okay. Is that one already? Yeah, I already destroyed that one. Okay. I don't see anything else here. Okay. Okay. You think it'd be excellent in VR? Yeah, maybe. I don't know. It was artistic. It was fun. Oh, yuck. Ah, ugh, gross. That drink is almost totally warmed up now, so it's extra terrible now. Oh, yuck. Bah. We got a bunch of points. I guess I'll go buy some trap mods. We need more trap.
Seems the longer we all work together, the further apart we grow. Maybe we've lost hope.
Don't I know it? All right. Chaos bombs. But also further, yeah, I guess a longer detection range would be good for those high ceiling bomb situations. And I want to experiment with that, so we'll buy that. One of these days I'll have to just make a second base instead of just like constantly updating the one that I have. What about the plasma? What are the upgrades here? Deadly cloud of charged particles. That seems shitty. This seems like it'd be a pain in the ass. But the range on these isn't great. I guess if you get the range upgrade, that would be good. But what about increased detection range and yeah, I mean, this would be good for high, just like, because when they shoot at you from across a room, it's not particularly deadly, you know? So having this trigger from further away just gives you more time to go, oh, I got action coming my way, and then deal with it, you know? So it's not really that interesting. What's the piston upgrades do? Helps, oh, yeah, extended. So you could have this extend and then put bombs nearby to kind of trap people in an area. That's kind of cool. Random intervals, that's cool. Red hot metal. Not bad. Yeah, let guards walk on the blocks is pretty good. What does fire have? Fire, increased range. Short range explosion bursts from the trap. Lingering flames remain at point of impact is kind of neat. That's kind of neat. Self-destruct after being destroyed might be fun. Triggers until destroyed. That's all right. Maybe we need I need armor for my dude. For my.
The future will judge us, custodian. If they have that.
Just about to call this guy a pinky, but I guess that's not accurate. But you know what I mean. Plating. Let's make these guys suck. What if they also exploded on impact? So you... Increased vision range. That's not terrible. But you want them to close the gap fast. is what you want. You want him to close the gap and have armor. Like, that's the shitty combo right there. And then how much do I need for, like, because I haven't fully upgraded the suit, but I don't, you know, this stuff.
Sometimes I think I miss it out there.
Like, ammo pickup range is good, but I don't necessarily, I haven't, like, the level 2 upgrade has been fine. The same with this. Like, rapid fire on weapons is, you know, I don't know. It hasn't really been clutch, crucial, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So we bought some trap mods, but I don't know that we have... Well, we can always take some blocks out or something. Okay, 65... Oh, no, that's not capacity. Is it list capacity here? Do I need to... I need to go in. Let's see if we can put armor on one of those guys, because that'll be annoying. We'll find out how much armor costs. More than I have, because I'm 3068 out of 3075. That ain't gonna work. But I bet if I take one of those enemies out of the big combat... Whoa. Whoa, what's up? Freezing up and crashing. Thank you for your help in improving the Unreal Engine. Yeah, no problem. Happy to be here. Send and close, I guess. But did that actually stop the... Because this thing... Meet Your Maker has a real problem where even when you quit it normally, it will... Steam will still list it as running. And that is exactly what it's doing right now. Annoying. And you can try to stop it, but it will not. It will not stop. You can try to force quit it, but it doesn't show up in the task list anymore. Maybe if I open up services and find the easy anti-cheat service, can I just kill the services? Will that be? I don't know. I don't know what I need to stop in order for Steam to think it's no longer running, because I can't open it again because Steam thinks it's already running. You know what I mean? I guess I can close Steam, but I was going to go back in there and play some more, but I don't know. Maybe we'll do something else. Either way, we'll quit Steam. Do you think it's better to keep your base normal or go harder? Is it not in Task Manager? No, it is not. Meet Your Maker doesn't show up in Task Manager on these crashes. And so it's... And neither does Easy Anti-Cheat, which is what I thought it would be. And so I don't know what the process is that is still running, because it is not obvious. I'm scrolling through again now to see if anything else is here, but no. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. All right. Steam has tried to close it for a long enough time that it'll just let me force quit Steam, and hopefully on the other end of this, we can launch another video game. Oh, man. Yeah, rough morning. Rough morning. This disgusting drink is not helping. Ah. Ah. Sometimes it's something buried in background processes as opposed to apps. It's true. You're right. Sometimes it is that. But whatever it is named, it is not named Meet Your Maker or Easy Anti-Cheat or anything that sticks out. So yeah. I'm going to hang on a sec. I'll be right back. Okay. I drink this water, it will wash out the taste in my mouth of this terrible G Fuel. Got to clean out my mouth. Got to rinse out my mouth. It's full of boys. Ah. Okay. Well, yeah. I could fire that back up and see if we could go put the armor. I want to go put the armor on that guy because the base is active and time's a wasting. I think it's only active for like 18 hours. So, right. We can't start the game because some process is still running somewhere. So now easy anti-cheat fails to launch and the game won't launch. What an annoying situation. And now it thinks that Meet Your Maker is running again. Ugh. Yeah, they gotta patch that. They gotta fix that. I mean, I'll have to reboot to truly fix this now, I guess. But, you know, hopefully we can just do the rest of the stream and have ourselves a good time and not have it cause a problem. Let's check this out. This is me playing games is not always an endorsement of them. I guess I'll say going into this. But this came out on Steam after a year or whatever of exclusivity over on the Unreal shop, the Epic shop. This is the Pinball FX reboot, the gritty reboot, which I think this does support HDR. So maybe if I have to change this back, change this color space back. That looks a little more normal. How's everyone doing? Oh, thank you to Retrograde Tom for the hot raid. The hot raid. The hot raid. Hey, enjoy the podcast a lot. Have a good stream. Thank you, Tom. Thanks for coming by. Pinball FX is a controversial release. And the Steam launch is kind of no exception. That what they want you to do, or they're basically, this is the fourth one of these that they have sold. It's kind of Pinball FX 4. And they have not carried any DLC forward. So if you bought tables for the previous games, you have to buy them all over again. On Steam, they did try to facilitate a situation where it would be 50% off if you own them on a previous previous version of the game. But yeah, kind of still a bummer. And you know, they've got situations in here where you can buy, you know, the pinball pass for 1 year, and it includes most of the tables, not the Marvel tables. But why is this 0? What view offer? Buy in store. What is this? What is this coming up to show me? It is popped the Steam interface, which you can't see because it's an overlay. But well, that's not loading anything at all, so I don't know what the situation is there. Anyway, so this launched with, you know, $380 of DLC, and their kind of response to, well, what, that's a lot of money, that's crazy, is like, well, you can also buy a subscription that it doesn't actually include all of the tables. And that's frustrating, you know? So to me, the most frustrating part about Pinball FX is I don't like the physics in these games compared to Pinball Arcade, which had all the licensed Williams tables for a long time, and then they lost the license and had to take them all down, and it turned out they lost the license because these guys went and got it, and then made a worse pinball game with them. And it's a bummer. It's a bummer! And the stuff they did, so they, we'll play Twilight Zone, I guess. I don't know. They added to these license tables, they added like a visual mode. This is maybe a little too dark. This is very dark for me as well, though, because it does have HDR, but we're just going to turn it off. And then I think I need to readjust my color space. This is fun. Everyone loves to tone map. Okay. So I can hit the, I guess what would be the B button, and turn on a bunch of additional visual effects here. And it looks like for this one, it is just the sides of the playfield, but there may be, oh, that little guy up top by the clock too, the little alien astronaut thing. So it's like they kind of add a visual, a little additional visual flair that I just haven't found to be that good. What? Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome what I did right there. That was pretty sweet. I'm good at this. Powerball. Oh, well, we got a Powerball, so whatever. Worth it. But like I don't know, like it's good that you can turn it off, because I don't, when it comes to the licensed tables, I kind of want the licensed tables, the more, I'm playing like garbage. This is going great. But I don't know, there's something about the physics in Pinball FX that I have just, it never feels right to me. It never feels right. And so with, I don't know if it was this one, or I think it was the last one, Pinball FX 3, they had a toggle in there where it was like, hey, do you want to have realistic physics or our typical physics? And neither of them felt right to me. That is maybe the worst game of pinball a person's ever had.
You unlock this door with the key of imagination.
But neither option ever felt good, is the problem. They're like, we've got two physics options for you in case you want the more realistic one. And it was like the realistic one didn't feel like the ball weight, there's like so many aspects of it just never felt right. And I feel like Pinball Arcade was just better at achieving something that at least like seemed realistic or felt realistic, compared to what a real table should feel like. And so the idea that they came in and got the license and then made something that is just like way worse to play, and now you can't go buy these tables in Pinball Arcade anymore because they no longer have the license to sell them. Like Pinball Arcade is still on Steam, but like most of the tables, like if you didn't purchase them then, you cannot purchase them now. And effectively that product is gone. They're like, oh, well, we don't have these licenses anymore, so we're done. No more updates. Can you run trial mode on tables you don't own? I don't think so, because I don't think you can download those packs anymore unless you own them. I think that stuff might just be missing now. I'm not actually sure.
Note the hitchhiker there by the side of the road.
This might benefit from a more dynamic camera. I know they have an option, but you know, those upper flippers, timing those shots is a little tricky. Ah. You don't think it's better than the Getaway? Yeah, High Speed 2 is a hell of a machine. I might take the first one, though. They're both good. They're both great. I like F-14 Tomcat. That might be my favorite pinball machine of all time. I am ready to battle.
It's not yours.
It's time for Powerball Mania. Ah! Ow, jeez. Alrighty. Dumb. I should have played better. Is Visual Pinball X still the go-to for pinballers nowadays? Yeah, I believe so. Visual Pin Mame and some of that stuff. Yeah, so I don't know, like the state of like, you know, commercial digital pinball for me is a bummer. And there's a bunch of other licensed tables that are not based on real tables, and
Garfield Pinball.
Yeah, Garfield sounds excited. Let's hear that again.
Garfield Pinball. Garfield Pinball. Garfield Pinball.
It's me, I am Mario.
Garfield Pinball. Garfield Pinball. Garfield Pinball. Good morning, sunshine. Welcome to another fun-filled day with your favorite pet.
I think the layout and design of this table is god-awful. And I think a lot of their original tables are incredibly poorly designed. The one thing I'll say is that at least we've got John Arbuckle in the background drinking dog cum.
Waiting's getting to me.
It says coffee next to him, but do not be fooled. Like, is there... Okay, yeah, maybe that's an angle on this table that is less, like, terrible looking. But it's just like, here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different lanes to shoot up. And that's kind of it, you know? Did the ball get stuck? What happened? And And so I think, that just especially when you think about it in terms of like, well, you're not limited by the confines of an actual pinball machine and things that are like physically possible. So go off and make something really crazy. Like, not only does this not really accomplish that, it also is a terrible pinball table.
New set in place. There must be food here somewhere. Don't worry, Odie. It's not an avalanche. It's just my stomach rumbling. Dinner time, Garfield. What is it, Odie? Something interesting on TV?
Like, there's so much nothing happening. Some of their other original tables have a little bit more going on in them, at least, but
Time for lunch, Odie.
but man, some of them are real terrible.
It's kind of pathetic the lengths I'll go to for free pizza.
Did I lock a ball there? Is that what happened? Like, the audio design just feels like so silent. You know what I mean? Like, as you're hitting shots and doing things, like there's, there's just not a good indication of what is happening. But, the core characters of Garfield are represented. You got Garfield, you got Odie, you got John, and then you've also got Pookie down there at the bottom. You got Arlene up at the top, so, some extra bonus stuff. I don't know. There's like a, is there some kind of normal multi-ball situation that you can get to? I don't know. Maybe Normal's not here, which I think you could do a whole mode around mailing Normal to Abu Dhabi.
All this scale needs is a little tampering with. Must be time for another nap.
Like the quotes seem random and not attached to, like, him talking about a scale did not, it didn't seem like that there's some mode around that. Like, if anything, I'm shooting the ramps for time. So I just think, by current, by any current, by like the last, I don't know, 40 years of pinball machine design, like, this thing is just empty.
Time for lunch. Odie.
Yeah, Lyman. Yeah, should we put Lyman in the Garfield table? I mean, I'm just saying they should put anything into the Garfield table. There's just so little going on here. It's
Hey, Arlene, what you doing? A flower just for you, Arlene. Arg. Garfield, look out for that big vicious dog. Dinner time, Garfield.
I like that the John voice is like that's just the Garfield guy pitching it up a little bit, right? That's the same voice. But I imagine that's supposed to be John talking. Which, hey, I get it. Like, the original voices
Flower just for you, Arlene.
of these characters, obviously not available for reasons of
playfield.
no longer being with us.
Well. But I don't want to lose. It's not fair.
Is that the end? Okay, sure. Is the Doom table in this? Or have they not released that for... I guess that's only on Pinball FX 3. The Bethesda tables. There was a Fallout table and a Doom table. And like those were interesting because they tried to add role-playing mechanics to it. Where it's like you're gaining levels, you're gaining XP, you know, kind of like systems level stuff that you go like, oh, that's kind of fascinating for a pinball machine. You know, it's like something you probably could do on a real pinball machine, but it's like maybe not. And it's interesting, but like, so of course that's not here. But I haven't tried the, I don't know, like, okay. The Borderlands franchise seems like you could absolutely make a pinball table out of that.
Raiders, roll out.
You've got an annoying character voice that is like synonymous with the franchise, so you've got a character that can talk. So there's that. I don't know. We've got an upper play field here, but it doesn't look like there's much. I played a game of this last night. And again, there's just not much on the table to shoot at. Like the whole lower playfield is really... You can choose different characters, I guess. Okay, so that determines what our skill shot is. We want to...
This one? Are you sure?
It's maybe too hard, I guess.
Hey, you must be the new recruit. I am a CL4PTP steward bot, but you can just call me General Claptrap.
Okay, we need a camera angle that isn't all fucked up.
What's your name?
But if you look, the whole lower playfield is taken up by these 4 targets. Like, it's just like some drop targets with a... And when you drop them, a ramp appears, and then you can kind of shoot up to the top area. But, like, that top area also doesn't have much on it.
Welcome back. We've missed you.
And I don't know, man. Like...
This way, recruit! Jump, recruit!
Okay, so I think we've raised the ramp.
This way, recruit!
All right, we got in the loop.
we hold 'em!
What? Okay.
Devils! No! Hey!
Oh, look at that.
Bloodthirsty screaming. Food nanny! Devils! Carry me to the nearest birthday party!
I hit that guy once, and now he...
Poke me back! That's how it's done, baby sister!
So I think that's like... I feel like if I were...
Death is for poor people. Hyperion customers choose life.
You know... I guess if you're Gearbox, you're just like, well, whatever. Like, we'll provide some assets. We'll record some new audio if you really need it. And go with God or whatever. But, like, if I were the license holders of any of these tables, be it Marvel...
This could save your life! Then you owe me a life debt!
Gearbox, you know, but that, you know, like...
Leap across that chasm!
If you came to me and said, hey, here's the Borderlands table we're making, if I were responsible for the Borderlands franchise, I would say, absolutely not. How about you make a good pinball table? And then put... Like, the table is just bad. The layout of the thing, like, like, not every table is going to be a classic, right? You know, not every table is going to be fucking, I don't know, Black Knight 2000 or whatever, but...
Jump, recruit! What is happening?
Oh, they have a down but not out mechanic. That's interesting. See, that's interesting. That's like a good... Like, hey...
All your dumb friends are dead!
Hey, you've got a thing from the game in here.
How's it going?
Good on 'em.
How are you? And I'm super glad I'm not. I checked that car over there.
Squeeze it!
Hey, boys!
Enjoy! You're a freak!
Not today.
All again!
But yes, Bryn, you're right. When it is, hey, do you basically want free money for you know, us using your table? Yeah, then...
This could save your life! Then you owe me a life debt!
And then I guess if you look at the quality of Borderlands 3, then the things that they're putting out themselves are not awesome quality-wise, you know, so
You find a shield
maybe
yet?
they're looking to this and going, great, yeah, this is a perfect fit for Borderlands. It also is underwhelming.
Find the magnet controls!
Automatic Magna save.
Leap across that chasm!
Okay, we gotta...
Damn!
Oh, well, I did not defeat an enemy in time.
Case.
Hyperion Help Desk recommends try not dying.
Hey, that could be a clue! Jump, recruit!
I don't know who's designing these tables and, you know, like, you know, who they've hired to work on this over the years or what have you. I feel like if I would...
Use this to shoot people and not die!
Okay,
3, 2,
we'll take that one, I guess.
this way, recruit!
Oh, what a big freaky beastie you are!
Okay.
Give it up, you thrush bug varmint!
Oh! Recruit!
Yes, so meme shart, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, real life pinball tables are all designed by like 5 people. So get them. You know? I know some of them work at Stern and other places now. Like, what is Pat Lawler doing? Or what's Steve Ritchie doing? I think he's probably at Stern. Making real pinball machines. Or Jersey Jack or some one of the handful of companies out there still doing it. So yeah, maybe there's just no... Maybe the people that... Maybe the only people that are good at designing pinball tables are already spoken for, and that's why we're getting all this kind of junk. Because that's the thing. You go to some of these, man. You load up... I don't know. Gosh. Addams Family, Twilight Zone. I think Space Station here is a real old school classic. Bride of Pinbot is good. I think I prefer original Pinbot. You know, Fishtails is nice. You know, Funhouse is a classic. Theater of Magic is incredible. Medieval Madness is an amazing pinball machine. Attack from Mars is cool. I don't know. I would love to see some more kind of 80s stuff. Yeah, Firepower. Yes, Firepower. High Speed 1, F-14 Tomcat. Bonsai Run with the weird backglass stuff. That'd be cool. No, let's do Funhouse. Yeah, so this is a Pat Lawler table. Oh. Good. Very good. Very good. Ugh. Suck it, Rudy. And you can turn the extra stuff off. It's kind of a neat effect. I'll give him that. If you don't like that hot dog down there at the bottom of the screen, you can turn off the hot dog. Fuck me. Ugh. Thanks. Yeah. I don't know. It's just these tables, these actual tables. It's a weird thing, right? These actual tables feel more dynamic and interesting and varied than the fake ones. And it should be the other way around, right? If you have no design concerns around like, hey, it's really expensive for us to have a weird talking head, this big custom eyeballs that move and all this other stuff in the actual table. Like, you know, Funhouse has a lot of custom weird shit on the table that I'm sure is very hard to find now. Well, whatever. There's a lot of people making new old things for pinball tables for people that need to repair them. Since the original company's no longer around. It's the only Family Guy thing I ever liked is the Family Guy pinball table, because it had a tiny pinball machine up in the corner that you could like unlock access to and then play tiny pinball inside of your, oh my god, inside of your pinball game. Oops, right stick does that and I accidentally hit it. Hey, we matched. I get a free game. Sweet. Is this the game I'm thinking of? Is this the game I'm thinking it is? World Cup Soccer? That has the cool moving goalie up at the top? No, this is something else. 1994. No. Oh, this has Tim Kidsrow doing voices for it? Crazy. Same concept, though. That it's got a goalie up there moving back and forth. Oh. But the one I'm thinking of was another soccer themed table that I think was it came out in the 80s, if I remember right. and it had an upper play field that had a goalie type of thing that would go back and forth. Why is that soccer ball spinning like that? Oh. It's weird to hear Tim Kitzrow's voice in a sports game, and actually it's like serious. He has not talked about delivering a facial once since we've started playing this. I don't think they just reused dialogue from Red Card Soccer. Actually, I don't know. Maybe he didn't do Red Card Soccer. Maybe it's when they had those other guys.
They can't seem to get control of the ball.
Oh, screwed that up. Out of bounds is questionable soccer terminology. What would they say? Is it just like that's a throw in, or what? Oi, that's a throw in. Gov, like what's the? I don't know what the actual. Out of play. I don't know. I like to think that they held a meeting. Much like when it came time for us to write an electronic dance jam about soccer, a few of us sat down and wrote down everything we knew about soccer and then just put that into the song. I like to think that everything related to soccer in this game was done the same way. They had a meeting at midway and just said like, I don't know, you have orange slices at halftime and your mom brings Capri Suns. What else happens at a soccer game? Well, so much for multi-ball.
How did he make that save?
I like the idea of like, you know, over the top NBA Jam announcer Tim Kitzrow doing soccer commentary. When it's just like, that's not the voice of soccer. Pippin! Like, there should just be a mode in this game if I hold down the left flipper when I start a game where he's always just saying like, for 3! And then they've got these original tables. Some of these tables have been kicking around for a very long time, since like the very first Pinball FX, if I remember correctly. The idea of a Crypt of the Necrodancer pinball machine is a good idea.
I am ready.
All right, well, I guess we'll just go to Zone 1.
Zone 1.
Zone 1. That's what I said. Zone 1. Oh, this angle is like, who would... But here we kind of have, like, you know, what I was saying earlier about the Garfield table is just like, I don't know, there's 5 shots up the middle. They all have C's on them. One's a diamond. I don't know. Like, it's overly straightforward. Also, something about the overall size of this table, which maybe, you know, maybe each zone is a different design or something, so it's got multiple things going on, but, like, something about the size of this table reminds me of, like, the little tiny pinball tables that they would have for kids at the arcade. I shot the flashing lane, and now there's just another flashing lane to shoot. You know, maybe there are modes in the game that play off of more of, you know, the actual elements of Crypt the Necrodancer, but yeah, Demon's Tilt. Go, yeah. If you're looking for video game pinball right now, Demon's Tilt. Hell of a game.
Not lost already.
Did that ball just vanish, or did it drain out while I was looking at chat? Because I thought it was up going around a lane and then... Yeah, or trying to do something rhythmic with the game. Yeah, would be good. I don't know. Yeah, the follow-up to Demon's Tilt, which was that Xeno... It's not just called Xeno Tilt, right? It's Xeno something.
Zone 2.
It looks awesome. Oh, it vanishes at the end of the song. Oh. Okay. No thanks. Yeah, that's it. It's not out yet. The follow-up to Demon's Tilt. But it is on Steam for, you know, wish listing and so on and so forth, if that's your thing. It looks great. And is the natural follow-up when you think about it from a pinball game that is like, what if there was a new, like what? Like Demon Crush? Demon Clash? Devil's Crush, sorry. Is to do an alien one, just like they did back on the TurboGrafx 16.
I wonder if I can find someone.
Like, this thing's a bummer, man.
Multi-ball.
Oh, shiny.
King Konga!
Ah.
Cool.
So what else is going on?
I think I'm all caught up on YouTube uploads. There was something weird going on with YouTube the other day where it was rejecting the podcast over and over again, even though I was recording it the exact same way I always record it.
Shiny.
The video file was just choking on it for some reason, so...
That's over the line.
Oh, here we go. Look at this. Well, something, something.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Haha. Yeah.
I'm only controlling the bottom flippers. The other ones just kind of flip. All right, I guess let's do Zone 3. It could be nice if the whole design of the table morphed or something based on what song you were doing. Like, I don't know, that'd be a way to add some more variety to it. I think a lot of pinball machines, a lot of real pinball machines are pretty good at when there's information they need to convey to you about what's happening. Like, hey, in this case, where it says, shoot the spinners, maybe you would have a voice that comes on and says, shoot the spinners, or something to that effect, instead of expecting that a player is going to have time to read the back glass, especially your fake back glass that is up in the corner and not actually in your center field of view the way it is on a real pinball machine. Just as audio is such a huge problem with all of these Zen Studios tables, where it's just like, here's a bunch of non sequiturs of just like, I got a dime, you know, like that don't really have anything to do with the gameplay, like that Garfield table where he's just like, I'm on the scale, or I like food, and you're like, ah, yes, Garfield. Instead of actual tactical information. Like, go think about the the Star Trek The Next Generation pinball machine, where they went and recorded a lot of custom dialogue for that with the actual voice actors and everything to help make that feel both appropriate in universe, but also to have the sort of audio cues that a good pinball machine has. Skip the boss? Sure.
Death metal.
Whatever. And like they're representing that this is a boss fight and they put a dude there, like you're fighting this dude, but yet the flippers just kind of flip in rhythm. And like, I don't know. It's another case where like, because this is a fake thing and not a real pinball table, you could build some AI. You could build some actual like some actual intelligence of some sort, or knowledge of where the ball is, or, you know, into this to make this a little something more than what it is. But yes, I suppose that is the only rhythmic element on the entire table, is the way those flippers just kind of flip in time to the music, sort of. Actually, they don't, do they? Oh, yeah, I guess they do. I was gonna say, is it? We've hit a point where I don't want to do this anymore, but I seem to be doing well score-wise, and so if I'm only going to ever play this once, I might as well get as high on the leaderboards as I possibly can. The ultimate conundrum. Heart lost. Okay. Have I tried Everspace 2? Not yet. I have it installed. I just
Shiny. Take that.
I haven't had time to start a game of it. I think someone kind of scared me off of it by saying that the intro to it is a little slow, and so I've been waiting until I have like a good solid chunk of time.
Zone 4.
To get it started. Flip to the beat. Do you mean that? Or is that just text? Training loses heart. Okay, looks like I only have one left.
My heart.
No beating it, huh?
Ugh. Thank God. Let's see how well that does on the leaderboard. Well, it's number one on the local. Top 100. That seems good. I don't know. Yeah, I just, you know, for me, a lot of it just comes down to I don't like the physics in the Zen pinball games. And then from there, so much of the table design is so rotten. They used to have a table in the first thing they put out, which I guess was that Pinball FX 1, or maybe they just called it Zen Pinball on some platforms. But there was a skateboarding themed table that I think is gone now. But it was literally just Black Knight. Like they just stole the design of the Black Knight table and made it about skateboarding. And yeah, I don't know. The feel of it, the feel of the flippers, the weight of the ball, the movement of the ball feels bad. The speed of the table doesn't feel right. But then also, I think a lot of their table design. So that's kind of the big knock on the license tables, because those are well designed. But then all this other stuff, I just don't think any of it's well designed. They're not taking advantage of the digital format well. They're not making good fake physical pinball tables either. Like, it's just a lot of disappointing stuff. And now it's out on Steam. And I'm a sucker for fake pinball. I'm a sucker for digital pinball. I'm a sucker for especially pinball games that try to do more with the form, like Pinball Quest for the NES. Not a great accurate pinball game, but like, it's an RPG. You're spending currency. You're doing, there's like a bunch of cool stuff happening around the edges of it. And so I just think pinball is a format. When you take that and use it in a lot of different ways, I think you come up with a lot of really cool things. And then, yes, you have some situations like Sonic Spinball where you make a dreadful, awful feeling thing, man. A Sonic Spinball should have been great. Yoku's Island Express. Well, that's a cool game. I wanted to like it more than I did as well. But it's such a cool idea. It does play well. It's just little bits and pieces that you kind of wish it would have been a little better. Yeah, pinball construction set for the Apple II. I played it mostly on, I guess, an Atari 800 as opposed to an Apple. But yes, I probably made 50 or 60 pinball machines on that thing. It was so much fun. Bill Budge, he's at Google now, I believe. Odama on the GameCube. That was neat. That's like pinball adjacent, I guess. Revenge of the Gator is fantastic. I love the Kirby pinball game for Game Boy. I like the Pokemon pinball game also on Game Boy. Yeah, Kirby's Pinball Land is awesome. The Pokemon pinball games are great. Farsight had great physics, but everything else about their software was awful. That Meta Ascension, you're exactly right. Farsight, but I still prefer playing those Farsight games, playing Pinball Arcade to any of the stuff that Zen has done, and that's the real shame about Zen coming in and scooping up the license. Yes, Mario's Pinball Land does suck. It's unfortunate. That seems like that should be a great game, but it's not. It's so not. The Metroid pinball game, Metroid Prime Pinball, was okay. I don't know. I was never super into it. I like Crew Ball on the Genesis. The Motley Crue pinball game is pretty good. Psycho Pinball, which I think came out in Europe on the Mega Drive, I guess. But there's a PC version of that as well that I played for DOS. There's a DOS version of that. And when I first got my PC, that was one of the first games I found online and downloaded and went like, well, free video games. Look at this. Oh yeah, Kirby Tilt and Tumble is awesome. It's an incredible video game. The Epic Pinball, another DOS thing. They had that Duke Nukem machine, that the Jill of the Jungle game. That was fun for what it was, Like, obviously, the further back you go, we're not exactly getting realistic pinball physics, but some of that stuff is still a lot of fun. Because it still kind of works on its own. What about Akira Psycho Ball? Was that PlayStation 2? I remember buying that in Japan. And being really disappointed with it. Yeah, that's a PlayStation 2 Akira pinball game. And I guess it came out in Europe as well. But it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. If I remember correctly. I remember getting it home because, he's like, I'm over in Japan for like a week. I don't have a PlayStation 2 with me. Actually, that wasn't always true. I definitely did buy I bought my clear blue PlayStation 2 when I was there. And so there was 1 year where we just had a PS2 hooked up in a hotel room for kicks. But you know, you buy a bunch of games and you just like look at them and go like, well, I'm going to get home and play all this stuff. But until then, I got 5 days of sitting here looking at this stuff. And you get it home, you start going through it, and yeah, put in Akira Psycho Ball, and you're like, this sucks, man. Oh, rough. That's how I remember it at the time, is it being super disappointing. But it's been a long time. Do I still have, if I have a copy of that sitting here, maybe I can load it up real quick, but I don't know that I do. I do not. It's just as well. Maybe we'll play that some other time. We'll do a full 6 hours of a Akira Psycho Ball. Really dive into it. But I don't know. The Pinball FX stuff is disappointing across the board. I think, you know, a lot of people were really, when it came out on the Epic Store last year, and people were like, oh yeah, and they said, hey, yes, you know, and it makes sense, like from a business perspective to an extent, right? Where they're like, hey, yeah, we can't keep updating and adding HDR and rebuilding these tables over and over again for free. We do have to kind of charge money for them again. And so they kind of bit the bullet and said, hey, we're not gonna carry your DLC purchases forward this time. And people were naturally like, fuck that. And yeah. and well, whatever, but like people were super unhappy with the microtransactions. Like you can buy like profile icons and all this other stuff for it. You know, obviously they have the subscription thing where you can subscribe to their pinball thing, but it doesn't actually include all of the tables, and some of the old tables did not make it forward yet, or maybe they'll release them later. I don't know, but people were pissed about Pinball FX, the reboot, Pinball FX 4, whatever you want to call it, when it came out on the Epic Store. And now here we are a year later. It's out on Steam, and the reviews are not kind. But I you know, on Steam at least, they did do the thing where it's like they built a bundle basically. So if you already own it for Pinball FX 3, you can get the new ones for 50% off. So there's like, there's something there with that. They're offering to move. Okay, so if you bought tables on Epic, they're allowing you to move it to a platform of your choice now, says the Sifu. Well, that's something. That's something. That, you know, kind of maybe helps soften some of that blow. I don't know. It's I don't know. It's the whole thing is just an unfortunate situation. Do I have any recommendations for a fighting game for kids? I was initially going to say Virtua Fighter Kids, but that's not necessarily an easier game. It's just the characters are just kids. Yeah, Dive Kick only has 2 buttons, dive and kick. What else do you need? Would Dive Kick actually be fun? Smash Brothers might be fun. Smash Brothers can be very mashy. I feel like what you want is a game that mashes well. So that kids can just kind of mash out the buttons and have things happen. So to that degree, I might say Tekken. I bought a PlayStation and a copy of Tekken for a girlfriend back in, I don't know, 1999, something like that. And yeah, I don't know. She could play Tekken. We could play Tekken together a little bit, and you know, I didn't have to take it that easy on her because you know she would mash and get some hits in, and it'd be okay. But maybe Smash. I don't know. Maybe Smash would be fun because again, that's really mashy. If the kids are super young, they're going to walk off the edge over and over again, and that's not going to be fun. Pat's, yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 with Dreamcast controllers, so you can just hit the triggers to do supers. That might be fun and flashy. But yeah, you know, Tekken is just one button per limb. It's easy to understand. It doesn't, you know, like you can mash things out, and as long as both players are at a similar skill level, it's still a pretty good time. That might be my guess. You know, you don't have to be able to do the special moves. Like, that's the thing. That's like the fun thing is like eventually one of the kids figures out how to throw a fireball or something semi-reliably, and then they dominate for a while, and the other kid, you have to then take them aside and show them how to do the fireball so that they can compete again. Yeah, I don't know. I think Tekken would be a decent place to start with that stuff because, you know, it's just very mashy. Like if you slam the buttons in a Tekken game, things happen. That's what you want, right? Is you want kids to just be able to be like, and have a good time. And I think Tekken is pretty good with that. Virtua Fighter might not be the worst at it also because it's just punch, kick, and block. So that's pretty, you know, easy to wrap your mind around depending on the age of the kids. How old was I when I learned how to throw a fireball? I was probably, 16, 17. I was 16-ish. I think I was 15 when Street Fighter 2 came out, but I didn't really get into it until I was 16 because then I could drive to arcades and play with people and do all that. So, yeah, because Street Fighter 2 is 92, right? 91. Okay, so yeah, in 91 I would have been 15. And then by the time I think we got super deep into Street Fighter 2, I had a driver's license. So yeah, I was probably 16. I don't think I could. I think when that game first came out, I've said it before, like when Street Fighter 2 first came out, I picked Zangief because he was the wrestler, and I was like, that guy looks cool. And then I beat the game and beat Bison, and I was like, okay, cool. And then went back to playing other games. I was like, okay, now let's play Double Dragon 2. Let's play whatever else. And never thought of it as a competitive game. Never played it with another human or anything like that. It was just like, all right, yeah, well, shit, man. And then, you know, not too long after that, I started hanging out with Glenn, and then we started hanging out with Ryan McDonald, and kind of the rest is history on that, where it was just like we started obsessively going to arcades to play more Street Fighter and all of that. So, but I do remember Street Fighter 1 was at the pizza place I went to, and I played it once or twice and was like, this is a terrible video game. It feels awful. You know, Karate Champ felt better. And that was where the kid had the rumor, you know, of just like, man, yo, this guy, you can shoot a gun. He's got a gun. You're like, it doesn't have a fucking gun, dude. It's a Karate Man. Karate Mans don't have guns. And then if you jerked around on the controller enough, eventually a fireball would come out, and you're like, oh, fucking weird. But I didn't, yeah, you know, Street Fighter 1 kind of came and went, and I never really saw it. So that was always just the rumor of like, oh, he's got a gun. And you're like, that's dumb. That's bullshit. And then that game went away. I never saw a fireball. I never saw a gun. I never saw any of that other shit. So it wasn't until years later when, you know, you saw like Fighting Street on the TurboGrafx or whatever. But like, no one, you didn't see, I haven't seen a Street Fighter 1 machine in forever because they all got converted into Street Fighter 2 cabinets. And the ones with the big buttons went away super fast. So yeah. That's going to wrap it up here for me here. I hope everybody is going to have a good Friday, good weekend and everything. And what else, man? Okay, we got the podcast next week. What other stuff is coming out? Minecraft Legends is coming out real soon. I have not touched it yet. But I want to check it out and at least see if it's cool because, I don't know, conceptually it sounds neat. So I'll probably give that a look because that's out middle of next week or something, right? Reviews seem a little rough. Yeah. I guess I'm not too surprised by that. From, you know, I saw that thing running a while ago and was like, reviews are in the 7s. Okay, I mean that doesn't seem that rough. That seems like, hey, this is all right. Hey, this is all right territory. Seems about right for this, for a Minecraft strategy game or whatever. So I don't know. I'll give it a look. And what else, man? I don't know. We'll see if my Meet Your Maker base reaches the next level of prestige. I can keep leveling it up and keep adding more murderous things to it. That'll be fun. More bombs, more death. Put some fire in there next time. Why not? And with that, I'm going to bid you adieu. Dead Island 2 is next Friday. Get out of town. No, it's not. That's ridiculous. You're lying to me now. That's not. Really? Shit, man. Is Dead Island 2 going to actually come out? I don't actually know who I would contact about that. Oh, maybe I do, actually. Deep Silver. Yeah. All right. Well. Maybe I'll look into that. Yeah, don't worry. Monday will roll around. They'll delay it another 9 months or something, just like Suicide Squad or something. Anyway, I'm out of here. I'm gonna get going. And that's it. I was gonna say it if I had anything else to say. I don't think I do. And with that, I'll see you around. Bye.